Could have gotten drugs. Of course, wow, that one white hair is absolutely amazing. It's like the only straight hair in my Jew girl. I don't know why they call them Jew curls. It's probably because rabbis curls. Mine just naturally do that. So let's talk about investing in the community. This here is a violin. I got it for 34 bucks at the Goodwill. I haven't played the guitar or the violin in years. And there's no guarantee that I'll make any money at it or even that I'll be able to play it. The last time I picked up a violin with the intent of playing was just a few months after I was assaulted by Officer Waylon Lolatai. So, there was no chance in hell that I was going to be able to play. Now, there's probably about a 30% chance I'll be able to play. My fingers are pretty messed up and my wrists are pretty messed up. However, the community here, there's a lot of people who treat me decent. I invested in getting trash bags, and those trash bags were not just for me, they were for cleaning up around the Sinclair. I already went and cleaned up some this morning, and I'll get about a little bit more this afternoon. Cleaning up people's dirty underwear is not my idea of a good time. But apparently they couldn't hold it and couldn't make it to the restroom, and as a result, I got to pick up somebody's dirty shorts this morning. I mean, nasty skid marks, like Michael Scott Wade size skid marks. Skid mark up. Gross. Anyway, my violin, it's the weekend, which is usually traditionally the best time for busking, because that's when people are out and about from their 9 to 5s. Traditionally, Saturday and Sunday are supposed to be observed for the Sabbath, depending on which sect of the religion you believe in. For a lot of Catholic people, they actually celebrate it on Saturday, oddly enough. There's some folks who work here at the gas station. They're from elsewhere. They got a southern accent, so people automatically want to assume that they're 20 IQ points less intelligent than they really are. Lovely, right? There's a lot of people in my life who've done horrible, evil, and fucked up shit to me. Mostly over women. Primarily over my mother. Until the situation with Natalie. See, there ain't no getting away from your mother. If she wants to fuck your life up, she can. My older brother decided that he was done with my mom a long time ago. Didn't want to have nothing to do with her. But now he makes sure he calls her, because if he doesn't, well, she'll call the cops and say he's a missing person. Would my mom do that for me? Well, hell no. When I was in high school, Eric got my mom drugs. I didn't get her shit. When it comes to helping out your community and being part of the community, it ain't about doing what the cops do. That's not being part of the community, that's destroying it. You guys are fine with ignoring everything that they do as long as it doesn't happen to you, and that's exactly what sent us into the mindset of World War II. Who were the first people that the Nazis went after? Was it the Jews? No, it wasn't. Was it black people? No, it wasn't. It was the disabled and the homeless. When Adolf Hitler, and of course there's all of his scientists too. It's odd that they call it science, because it's really not. Pseudosciences are not sciences. Therapists are pseudoscientists. It's kind of halfway in between astrology and actual science. Of course, the first actual science was what? It was actually medicine. Medicine was the very first science. We've got evidence of medicine that's over 100,000 years old. That's a long time having medicine, isn't it? Now, we're not talking about the oldest trades here. The oldest trades are bricklaying and prostitution. Prostitution has existed longer than there's been money. A lot of people that I know, they think, oh, well, it can't be prostitution if there's no money exchanged. No, goods and services also count. Picking up the garbage, making my rounds like I did in Boulder, it's a little bit different here. Here, there's a lot of people who don't speak English or don't speak English well. When somebody is in a crisis situation and you and they don't speak the same language, it creates some issues. However, the Hispanic folks who I've helped out here, and it's only been 2 of them, well, I was able to get them what they needed. They were able to speak enough broken English to get the communication across. One of them just needed a flashlight. There's also, well, like Chapel, Nebraska, of course. It's very similar to the South. You got a bunch of racist rednecks that don't like brown people. They don't see a Native American or a Puerto Rican as Americans. They see them as brown people. They must be Mexicans. They're all Mexicans. Everybody brown must be Mexican. And it's insanity. See, Nebraska's biggest export is Nebraskans. Even Nebraskans don't like Nebraska. When you guys blame everything on blacks and Mexicans, right? These Nebraskans, they go down to the bar. They spend $50 a night on booze so that they can complain about blacks and Mexicans being the reason that they're always broke. Meanwhile, they're spending $50 a night at the bar. How much is that a month? That's about $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month. And that's cheap rent here. That is the cheapest rent that you're going to find in Hood River. There's a guy pulling up next to me and I had my door open, so I didn't want to be a jackhole. When it comes to community outreach, them folks from the southeast, them southern folks, or southern sounding folks, they're involved heavily in community outreach. They're involved heavily in making sure that the people within their community are fed. You know, when people are out on the streets and they're still working jobs, I told you guys, most of the homeless people I know have jobs. Most of them. Some of them are only seasonal workers. Given their head trauma, I can understand why it's only seasonal. Given their skills and what people are willing to deal with, I understand. A lot of the firefighters, not the volunteer firefighters like local chapel, but firefighters for the big mountain fires, a lot of them have severe mental problems. Yeah. Like that firefighter who lit the 5 Mile fire, is that right? I could be wrong about that. One of them Boulder fires. But it was started by a firefighter. Now, you've gotten to hear a couple of the firefighters that I know here. They are active within the community. And of course, similar to the Vietnam War, in Vietnam, there was a special program to basically take all the dummies and have the dummies do all the infantry stuff. Sorry, we're having connection issues. Anyway, that's kind of the same thing out here on the streets. It's not that people with low IQs are out here. Most of these people have higher IQs than you. That's much of the issue. You guys don't like intelligence. My older brother is one of those people. He thinks might makes right. If he can beat you up, God is saying that he must be right. If he says 2 plus 2 is 5, God says he's right if he can beat you up. This is my older brother's mentality. It's been his mentality since we were kids. It's cute, right? No, not really. Not when you're the target. Anyway, I didn't just get a violin though. I also, let me show you my pencils. They don't have plastic bags at most of the stores here. Walmart, no plastic bags. They got bags that are made out of this brown paper. Now, what's so important about this brown paper? Well, it allows you, and this is something that I was trying to teach Miss Jerry Sparks of Bozeman, Montana, Belgrade, Montana. She is my best student. Out of all of my art students, she was the best one. Jessica Martindale was pretty darn good too. That's William Barr's wife. Now let me show you the pencils that I got. I spent less than $5 on them. And these are, of course, for drawing on paper bags. We'll draw something real quick. Not that we need to. We'll just draw something real quick. We'll draw an eyeball. Miss Jerry says that she could always tell a Sean Schwartz original because she looks at the eyes. I draw the eyes too big. Which is mostly true. Alright, so you can go at it a little bit with the black. And then you can go at it again with the white. And when you go at it again with the white, it actually helps to bring out the majority of the artwork, the majority of the picture. Now, I'm not as good as I used to be because it does hurt me to draw quite a bit. But that doesn't stop me from trying. Now I got there's 2 different types of chalk. That's what the white ones are. It's white charcoal, but really it's chalk. It's not actually white charcoal, because white charcoal is, you have to burn charcoal for a long time to turn it white. Just a little bit more, just a little bit of white helps to bring it out. And then of course we darken in different parts of the eye. It's pretty important. When you think that a picture is finished, what you should do, and Miss Jerry will tell you this too, she paid pretty good attention to my tricks. You want to step away from it, go do something else for a few minutes, and then look at your picture from a distance. You gotta go do something else for a few minutes though, so that you're looking at it with fresh eyes. And of course, the more practice you get, the better you're gonna be. I didn't start off as an artist. I really actually suck as an artist. What I don't suck at is practice. If I want to be good at something, I'll get good at it. There's a lot of stuff that I need help with. Obviously, I can try all I want to learn Spanish, but without somebody to speak Spanish with, I'm not going to retain the information. That doesn't mean I don't want to learn Spanish. But of course, people have their ideas about things, don't they? Like, oh, well, if you really wanted to, I still don't have someone to speak it with. I do know a lot of Spanish-speaking people, but for them, the investment as well as the cultural kick in the teeth, and for you to understand the cultural kick in teeth for that, well, that has a lot to do with Hispanic people being victimized, and they're not allowed to have a moment of peace or a moment to themselves or a private conversation without people wanting to be assholes. So it's not really beneficial for somebody to teach somebody Spanish when obviously if that person cared about the Spanish community and was part of the Spanish community, they'd learn it on their own just from being there. The Hispanic communities that I grew up with when I was a kid, though, they're different. They weren't allowed to speak Spanish. You weren't allowed to speak Spanish in school. You had to speak English. You weren't allowed to speak Spanish in school even if it was your first language. The reason for that is because most teachers didn't speak Spanish. A lot of the Hispanic kids would create a lot of problems just because they spoke a language that most of the teachers didn't speak. And that doesn't mean that all the Hispanic kids did that. When it comes to community outreach, though, you know, like the one lady here, she's a white lady, and of course her family is mixed, and being from where they're from, I can understand why they moved. But we're dealing with a lot of really messed up situations now that if we don't work together, they're going to continue. It's going to continue to get worse for all of us. Not just us, but those around us, our loved ones, our friends, our family. I'm actually drawing in eyelashes now. There's a really cool trick with the eyelashes too. Once you start getting them out to where you need them, you can actually use just a little tiny fleck of the white along it, and it'll help to bring out the three-dimensional nature of it. I'm gonna do just a couple just to show it. There you go. And of course, I'm using dull pencils, but that's what I got these for, is so that I could draw. I started drawing because I didn't have any friends, and then because I could draw, people wanted to be my friend. But then they only wanted to be my friend until I drew them a picture, and then they didn't need me anymore. They got what they wanted. Which bugs me, but what am I gonna do? You want me to throw a tantrum and beat people up and shoot people and crazy shit like that? Not gonna happen. All right. Oh, it's
What's up, bro?
bonjour. I do.
Sweet, dude.
Absolutely.
What's your name, man?
My name is Sean.
Sean? My name is Jacob.
Good to meet you, Jacob.
Good to meet you too, man.
Sorry I didn't give you a real handshake.
That's all good.
Your other hand's full, so I'm gonna blame you. It's all your fault. While we're blaming you, it's also your fault I didn't get a Pegasus for my 15th birthday. Right?
Dude, are you homeless too, bro?
Oh no, I live in a car.
I'm homeless.
Yeah, I knew that. I seen you walking by. I noticed you're not one of the ones who walks by all fucked up or drunk or stupid.
Oh, no, dude. Yeah, dude, everyone's like on meth, man.
Right.
Sucks, bro.
The whole fucking country.
Yeah.
Of course, them two ladies in there that are working, they're good to all of us. Even the ones that are on drugs, and they know it. You know, they're not stupid.
So I'm originally from Los Angeles, man.
Oh my God! So you know about Skid Row?
Oh, it's Skid Row as fuck, bro. I moved here when I was 14. I'm 22 now, so just trying to get my life straight, man. Hopefully, I'll get out
Absolutely.
of here soon.
I hope so. Do you have anybody working together with you?
Yeah, I got a pregnant girlfriend, so like, she's my baby. So
Absolutely.
I've been being positive, bro. Just fucking handling my shit, but
Not getting fucked up and wandering around at 3 o'clock in the morning and shit like that. Like, yeah, I pay attention to the people around here.
yeah, a lot of people down there are pretty much doing drugs, man. It sucks.
And a lot of them can't get off of it. Like, you know, the biggest gateway drug is abuse. A lot of these folks, they don't have nothing to do but drugs.
Right?
On the bright side, at least we're not in Nebraska.
For real, man. I'll see you later, bro. I want to go back down there and get my girlfriend something.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank you.
Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Skid Row is a scary place. That's one of the communities that I never even tried to clean up. I spoke with a few people down there, asked them what was up, what was going down. I was instructed to mind my own business. I was told whoever it was that I was looking for wasn't there. I was told, well, the homeless community is full of people that'll stab you in the back, cut your throat, and steal your shoes. So when people are paranoid, they've got good fucking reason to be paranoid. When it comes to rape, there are women who will go their whole lives without being raped. But in some areas, as a homeless female, you could get raped an average of 5 times a month. I want you guys to think about that. Now, I'm not going to bring up the men in this one because you guys don't give a shit about men. So we're going to focus just on the females. The women who work here are good to us. The men that we have here who are working for the community are working for the community. Some of them are on drugs. I'm not going to pretend that they're not. They don't pretend that they're not, and that's one of the things that I can respect about them. Obviously, drawing a picture with funky pencils, it's not some great and magical thing that's gonna fix the whole world, and it's not gonna make me $1 billion that I'm gonna be able to buy some property and get a bunch of homeless people out with. But you know what? It might make me enough to make ends meet and to survive long enough to hopefully get help. With a lot of that, though, there's a time limit. And that's what people didn't want to understand, is that yes, they knew these things, they were a part of these things, but because they never came forward, the cops were able to get away with whatever they wanted to do. And so are the volunteers. And these people want to tell me to let it go. They get a tiny taste of what I'm going through and they fucking flip their shit. The young ladies here who have been helping out the homeless, they don't allow it to become a funny house. They don't allow it to become a madhouse. They don't allow it to become so out of control that there needs to be cops called. When there's people who bring drama, they already know who it is because they work with the homeless community. They live within the homeless community. And it's hard not to respect people like that. People who do work that hard without mommy and daddy giving them a farm. Most of the Nebraskans that I know inherited property. They want to talk about how they earned it because they worked that land since they were kids. Well, guess what? The farmhand has been working that land since before that fucker was born. But that farmhand doesn't have any titles to the land. It doesn't matter how hard he worked, he's not going to inherit any of it. So most of the Nebraskans that I know are inherited wealth, and we all know we can't trust inherited wealth. You say, oh, his mommy and daddy gave him $1 million loan. He must be good at business. No, that doesn't make you good at business. Now, as far as drawing pictures goes, I used to enjoy it. It used to be something that, because I didn't have any friends, at least I could take some time to myself. Logan, you're ugly as fucking sin. What do you think?
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Did you get your violin?
Oh. Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, dude, we actually walked past the store and saw them in the window. And I was like, oh, that's so sick. Well, we could see the back. We couldn't see, like, the front.
Well, it takes like 2 days to tune them.
I have an app on my phone
Yeah.
if you want to use it.
Well, the strings stretch. I'm probably going to put an app on my phone if you can show me how.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's, in order to tune it, I got to know the G.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like an OG.
Yeah.
All right, not funny. Oh, take a look.
Oh, cool. Look.
That one's a 4/4. They have a half scale there. The half scale is missing a string. So if I get that one, I'm going to try this one though. The one I started off with was a full scale, and then I went to a 3/4 scale. Right? And it came with all the bells and whistles except the tuner. Yep. Everything in there came with it, including it's got the chin rest, but it's also got the shoulder rest. You made shoulder rest. It is. Also, don't worry about scratching my vehicle. It's not in good shape. It is. You guys are free to come play it at any point in time. Well, I don't know how to read. Do you know how to read music? Yeah? I can kind of sort of understand the concept, but you have a DeLorean on your shirt. A DeLorean? That's the car, yes ma'am. That was invented by a cocaine dealer named John DeLorean. Yeah, he was arrested in the 1980s. He started that car company. There's actually a transmission on every at every tire. 4 different transmissions in the vehicle. It is. Hell yeah. So now between us, we got what? 2 banjos, a violin, and a harmonica? We could call our band Freaky Old People and Them Damn Kids. Oh, the finger picking on the bass? Yeah, they didn't have a bass up there, but they do have some guitars. Just slide it in. Yeah, it stays puffy. You wouldn't happen to have a cancer stick, would you? Damn. Yep. I got like almost $2 to my name. And they got up there at the one gas station for, well, it's $6.12 or $6 something if you buy 2 packs. But I don't even have enough for one. So I'll probably go panhandle up a pack later. I know. Oh, shit. Good to be radio. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper. Thank goodness for the nice folks here in Hood River. Not a whole lot of good folks, but you know what? I'm working on it. Most of the folks who are nice folks but not good folks because of lack of understanding. Good to be radio. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.